everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Chris, and today we're going to be making a card tutorial. So this card, you probably already saw it if you follow my channel. We did something very similar last time in our last card tutorial, and it was about layering and doing some very graphic cards with just few layers, and you can change them. So today is going to be a little different. We're going to concentrate more on the design and the fact that there is a continuity in the design here. There's no gaps. There's a construction that we're going to be making. Like the flower here is full. There's no gaps in between. You can see the paper in there, but actually it's very simple, and we have stamped this background. That's the only way you can do it. If you want to do it with already painted or pattern paper, it's going to be more difficult to match everywhere, but here it's going to be very simple, and it works with all kinds of stamps. So it's a very nice tutorial for not only beginners, but also for more advanced card makers. So what we're going to use here are a card base, the usual card base 4.5 by 4.25, 5.5 by 4.25. And for the measurements, I will put a link to the other video we've done before because the measurements are exactly the same. I've just taken the piece that is clear, that is not clear, but lighter, just a little under, like about, if you really want some measurements, ½ centimeter smaller than the one in green, etc. And I just did that to all my layers. So at the end, this is what we're going to have when we will put all our layers together. So I want to have just a little bit of this green around, but not too much. I really want to focus and concentrate on the stamping that we're going to do. So we're going to take just our layers here, and mine are not white. They're like vanilla color because that's the theme I wanted to have, something not too bright. And we're going to use a little bit of double-sided tape here on the back, just a little bit. Don't put too much. We're just going to layer them and try to be even there to center each card. All right, so it's not going to move. And that one here as well centered as you can. I'm sorry, I'm going to take a little bit of hot cocoa. Sorry for my voice. I'm still a little bit down with having this cold. So I'm going to take these flowers that I have. Again, any flower, any stamp will do for this. You don't have to use the same as I'm going to use. I'm just going to use some sparse marmalade. I want something quite vivid, even though it's for fall. And I'm going to use also some peel paint for the leaves. I think they're going to match pretty nicely with the colors, the background I'm going to use. So I'm going to use a quite large stamp, and I think it works better with a large stamp because otherwise you won't really see what you're doing. And I would recommend also using a foam pad here on the back of your card because it's easier to print and it's going to be crisper. Okay, and I'm just stamping where I want. There's no wrong or right here. Just make sure that you're pressing down really well. Oh yeah, I love this color. And maybe another one just in there. So it's not going to look the same everywhere on my card. I'm always leaving a little bit of time for the ink to transfer onto my paper. And there are little gaps here, and that's totally normal because that's because of the thickness of your cards. And I'm going to put one more here. Okay, and that one there. You can also stamp it a little bit off your card as well. I didn't really do a great job there. I can see I'm going to try and see if I can change that. Where am I? Just a little bit. Yeah, it's a bit better. And one more around here. You can stamp as much or as little as you wish. And I'm going to fill the gaps with my green ink in my leaves. Alright, let me put that aside. Now I'm going to take peel paint. And I'm going to use the same leaf I have used before. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. Alright. And there's really no wrong or right way. You do things as you like them to be. More leaf around here. Just in between. One more there, and maybe just, why not? I'm going to take the piece off here, like if it was coming from the back of my flower. And one here. I think it's enough for my card. So it looks very busy, and yes, it is quite busy, and I think it's fine. Maybe just a little bit. One here. I think I'm gonna call it good. Alright. Okay, so now that we've done all the stamping, we're going to be able to put our card together. So this is why it's really not taking an awful lot of time. We're going to take our card base again. We're going to unstick all these layers. Alright. So double-sided tape here. No, first my big layer. Oh, I was going to make a mistake. First my big layer. And always keep, that's the open side, yes. And center it very well. That's good. And you should always keep your design in the same direction. If you go like this, you can see that it's not matching any longer. So the visual effect is not going to work. Okay, so now my green part. And if you wanted to use foam tape at this stage, you can do that to have even more dimension. Okay, now my second layer, which is going to be like this, yes. And I think that when you do this project, it looks better if this piece is not too big. You need to have your margins around here smaller. These are a little bit smaller than what I did in my previous video, and I think it works better than if you have a big background. Okay. Now this one. And my last panel, but not least, and make sure again it's well aligned, facing the right direction, and there you go. And look at this image, it's really nice. You can see that there's a continuity, that the leaf keeps on going like this, and you have to stamp it without the green part that I have here, otherwise it wouldn't be able to work, and it would look like distorted. Like it here it's perfect. Now you just need a little bit of decorations, and I might keep on going with a little bit of this bow here, this ribbon. It's satin ribbon, and I think I'm going to make a little bow. Very easy. Or maybe should I use this color? No, there's polka dots on it, and I don't really want that. And I could have used some green. That's again totally up to you. I like to do my bows this way. You can also use a fork, of course. I don't want a big bow. And I think I'm going to do something like that. Maybe with a button inside, in the center. What about... That's a big one, but it matches perfectly my card, actually. I'm not going to go too crazy on the bow. I'm going to do something a little different that I've done in the other card. And a little bit of hot glue. The color here matches, but absolutely perfectly. There you go. And a little something there. Yep. Oh, just the glue seeped through a little bit, so it's just perfect. There you go. Something quite simple. I didn't want too much because I really want the eyes of the recipient focusing on the design, and I love these colors for fall. Of course, you can replace all these colors by your favorite ones or the ones you're going to author the card to you, because we usually do the cards in our favorite colors. What about doing cards for the people we're going to offer it to if we know their taste and the colors, their favorite colors? Leave me your comments. Tell me, did you ever try to do this card? Because it's so easy. And you don't need a lot of technique, you don't need a lot of materials, and it's really nice looking. And of course, you could put a lighter panel inside to write your message. I never show my inside cards, but it's so easy to do, you know, just a very light panel. So please, again, if you like this video, give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button to get the notifications, and also share on social medias. And if you have any questions or any video suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much. Take care and see you soon.